You're scrolling through real estate listings late at night. Every house that doesn't look like it's about to fall apart costs $500,000. The kitchen has laminate countertops from 2003. The carpet is beige. There's fake wood paneling in the basement. And somehow, the listing agent still calls it a starter home. Meanwhile, you're doing mental math in your head, staring at your salary, wondering whether you missed a massive promotion, or whether the entire housing market has completely lost its mind. Here's the spoiler: it's not you. It's the math. And the math is brutal. My name is Nick, and today we're going to do something real estate agents hate. We're going to calculate who can actually afford a $500,000 house in 2026. Not who the bank will approve. Not who can technically sign the papers. But who can afford it without turning their life into a financial stress simulator. Because qualifying for a mortgage and sleeping at night after buying the house are two very different things. Let's start with reality. In dozens of US markets today, $500,000 is no longer a luxury price. It's the baseline. That doesn't get you a mansion. It gets you a 1,200 square foot box with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a yard the size of a beach towel. In places like Denver, Austin, or anywhere near a major metro, $500,000 is what normal people are expected to pay for normal houses. Now here's the problem. The median household income in America is about $84,000 a year. So we're asking households making $84,000 to buy homes that cost 6 times their annual income. If that sounds insane, congratulations, you're paying attention. But everyone keeps saying it's fine. The mortgage broker says you're approved. Your parents bought a house on less. Some influencer on TikTok is flipping houses with no money down. So what's the catch? The catch is that everyone is lying to you about what affordable actually means. Let's start with the down payment, where most dreams quietly die. 20% down on a $500,000 house is $100,000 in cash. $100,000. The median American savings account holds about $8,000. That means most people aren't a little short, they're $92,000 short. And even if you somehow save 10% of an $84,000 income every year, it would take more than a decade to reach that down payment. That's assuming prices don't rise. They will. So people put down 5 or 10% instead. Congratulations, you've just unlocked PMI, private mortgage insurance. A monthly fee you pay for not being wealthy enough. $200 to $400 every month. Insurance that protects the bank, not you. Now let's talk about the actual payment. Put down 10%, borrow $450,000, and at today's interest rates your mortgage lands around $2,800 a month. That's before taxes. Before insurance. Before maintenance. Add property taxes, about $500 a month. Homeowner's insurance, roughly $300. Maintenance, another $400. Add PMI. Your total housing cost is now about $4,400 per month. And nothing has gone wrong yet. Financial advisors say housing should stay under 28% of your income. Banks will approve you up to 43%. If $4,400 is 28% of your income, you need to make about $187,000 a year. Even using the bank's looser rules, you still need around $150,000 annually. Only about 10 to 20% of US households earn that much. Which means for the vast majority of Americans, a $500,000 home is not comfortably affordable. That's not an opinion. That's math. Yes, people are still buying these homes. Some have dual high incomes. Some have family money. And many are stretched so thin that one job loss or medical bill would collapse everything. Let's look at a real example. Meet a household earning $160,000 a year, solid upper middle class. After taxes and deductions, they take home about $9,500 a month. Subtract the $4,400 housing cost. They're left with $5,100 for everything else. Cars. Insurance. gas, student loans, health insurance, groceries, utilities. After all of that, maybe $1,500 remains. No savings. No real emergency fund. No breathing room. They're spending nearly half their take-home pay just to stay housed. This is what being house poor actually feels like. Checking your bank account before buying groceries. Lying awake at night wondering whether you can afford new tires. Putting emergencies on credit cards. Living one unexpected expense away from disaster. And this is for households earning $160,000. At $120,000, it's worse. At $100,000, it's impossible. At the median income of $84,000, it's pure fantasy. The market doesn't care. Banks approve loans. Agents push deals. Everyone gets paid when you buy. Nobody gets paid for telling you the truth. So here it is. For roughly 70 to 80% of American households, a $500,000 home is not affordable, not sustainably, not safely. This isn't personal failure. It's a market completely disconnected from income reality. Home prices rose about 400% since 1990. Incomes rose less than half that. You cannot budget your way out of this. You cannot side hustle your way out of this. You cannot manifest lower interest rates. What you can do is run honest numbers and make informed decisions. There is no trophy for being house poor. No prize for barely surviving your mortgage. Real wealth is margin. Real wealth is flexibility. Real wealth is sleeping at night. So if you're staring at a $500,000 house and your household income is under $140,000, stop. Just stop. Not because you're lazy. Not because you failed. But because the math doesn't work. Sometimes the smartest move is recognizing that the game is rigged and choosing not to play.